In this video I'm going to show you how to make my ragdoll model. This model was folded out of 15cm paper, and as you can see it comes out about half the height of the sheet. For demonstration purposes we're going to be folding using 12-inch paper like this, and that will produce a model around about this size. So let's get folding. First thing we're going to do is we're going to decide which side of the paper is going to be the skin colour. I'm going to have white skin on my model, so skin side up I'm going to value fold the sheet in half and make two pinch folds, one here, one here. So here we go. Make a pinch. Then we're going to take the edge and make another pinch, folding this edge to the first pinch mark. So pinching in quarters. I'm going to turn the paper around and do the same the other side. And then we're going to take this edge and fold it up to that last pinch mark, all the way across. So we've got an 1/8 strip. And I'm going to turn the paper around and I'm going to do the same on this side. Now I'm going to turn the paper over and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees when I turn it over so the strips are on the side, and I'm going to make a crease in half across the whole model like this. Unfold. Now I'm going to fold these edges to that centre crease. This is a pre-crease, so we're going to unfold again. Do the same the other side. Now for the leg side we're going to make a crease where this corner lies along the centre crease. I'm going to fold the edge like this. That's one leg. I'm going to fold the other leg to match. Then as another pre-crease I'm going to fold the tip of this point to the edge here. This pre-creases for the legs. We're going to make a similar pre-crease for the head, but I'm just going to value fold this section. I'm not going to do a diagonal all the way across. So for the head, I'm going to fold to the centre line and just crease that first fold here. I'll do the same on this side. Okay, we've got a couple more pre-creases to do and then we can start collapsing the model. On all four corners we want a diagonal that goes to this line here. So, and what we don't want to do is fold the strip, so the strip stays unfolded. And we're going to crease this diagonal just up to the first crease mark. So we'll end up with a triangle like that on all four corners. So here we go, another pre-crease. Turn the paper around, do the same on this side. There. And this is our leg side. We've got this extra valley crease here, and we do want to fold this point up. What we actually want to do though is, first of all, we're going to reverse this crease. This is a valley crease at the minute, so I'm actually going to turn the paper over. I'm going to change the direction of this crease like that, so I'm reinforcing it as a valley from the other side, and then that should make the assembly. Now if I turn it back over, we're going to assemble that. We're going to fold these two sides in, and at the same time we're going to valley fold this up, and this will form a point in the middle, and the sides will come in and it will lie flat like this. Okay. There we are. And these are going to be our legs, and at the minute the paper is behind here. The next move we're going to do is to bring this paper to the front. So I'm actually going to spread this open a bit. This strip, I'm going to fold it the other way. Well, actually, I'm going to unfold it. I'm going to put these legs back down, and to fold it the other way, I've got this vertical bar now, and I'm just going to squash that flat like that. I'll just show you that again quickly so you can see the move. So we've had the model like this, and we're going to wrap this sheet around. So we're going to unfold that strip, close the legs and squash fold. Okay. Now we're going to bring the arms down. We've got a diagonal crease here already, and we're going to use that diagonal crease. We're going to swing the arm, and there's another crease here, and it will want to squash flat like this. And we'll do the same on this side. So we're going to swing this point like that. And again, we're going to need some of this paper to be brought to the other side. We've got this coloured triangle on the back of the paper. We want that layer to be at the front. And we have to do a bit of unfolding to do that. So I'm just going to loosely unfold this, and I'm going to take that middle section, unfold that, and I'm just going to kind of pop it and fold it back again. And sometimes the legs bit gets in the way as well. I'm going to try and put that back where it was, and just like the legs, we're going to end up having to squash the top. And as you can see, that triangle has gone from the back to the front. Okay, now we're going to thin the arms, and we're just going to valley fold this strip in half. Sharp crease, unfold. I'm going to do the same with this one. And then I'm going to fold this back, but as a reverse fold, so that this layer here stays on the top. So if I lift that pocket up slightly, put that valley fold back in place, but keep this layer on the top. It's a reverse fold. Same with this one, so lift, push it in and flatten. And we've got the head at the top of our model, and those are our arms. And we want those arms to be going to the side, so we're going to do a squash fold. We've got this large triangular point. If I make that point vertical, like this, you can see these two layers here. This layer is going to separate, and we're going to squash this triangle to the edge, like making a crease along here. So watch the move, separate the layers and squash like that. So it was like this, and we are squashing like that. And we do the same on this side. Separate the layers and squash. Okay. And what we want to do, I'm going to do this in one move, but we want this to be folded down like this, but at the same time we want this layer to be wrapped round so that it's at the front and you get a coloured arm. So I'm going to kind of unfold some of this. All we're doing is valley folding it down, but we are doing what's known as a colour change at the same time. So I'm going to kind of pop this open and put this back with the coloured paper. On the outside, like this. Okay, I'll do the same this side. So literally there's a mounting crease here, and we're going to change its direction. That's the main fold that we're going to make here. So this valley crease turns into a mountain, and we kind of put it all back together like that. So then we kind of got the shirt and the arms of our figure and the head. Next thing I'm going to do is going to narrow this triangle. We can see that there is a crease mark here, and we're going to make a mounting crease that starts at the top of the triangle and finishes where that horizontal crease is. So I'm just going to mounting crease this behind. You may find it easier to do a valley fold first and then change its direction, but it should be simple enough. A mounting crease behind, like that. I'll do the same on this side. Up to the crease, and flatten. Okay. We've got these little triangles underneath the arm, so we're going to get them out of the way. The first thing we're going to do is a reverse fold. So if I open this out, we're going to fold this edge to this crease, and we're going to fold this edge to that edge at the same time. So I'm going to stretch this out. It's just a reverse fold. So only fold to that, and this folds to the top of the arm, and the arm can lie flat. And as you can see, there's only a tiny little triangle in the way now. We'll get rid of that in a minute. So let's do the reverse fold on this side as well. So open this out, only fold the edge to the crease, and this edge to that edge, and flatten it. And this little triangle we're going to get rid of, I'm going to swing the arm up, swing the triangle up, and I'm going to value fold this edge not exactly to the line. I actually leave, you know, a little bit short of the line, because this paper is particularly thick. It's not actually the best to use for this model, but you want to allow for the thickness of the paper by not creasing right up to the line. I'm just a bit short of that line, so when that swings down, the triangle's out of the way. So I'm going to swing this one up, value fold almost up to the crease, firm fold, swing it back down again. Okay. Right. Now I'm going to turn the whole model over. I'm going to fold these edges to the centre. Some of this will be quite thick, but it should be easy enough to do. This edge the same. Okay, you turn that back over, and we're going to make a kind of preliminary type squash fold, and we'll need a few pre-creases for that. The first crease we need to make is a mounting crease that follows this line on both sides. So the first thing I'm going to do is mounting crease from this top of the triangle to the edge of the paper, following that line. So like that. So there's the mounting crease. I'll do the same this side. Really thick paper this. Okay, so we've got those mounting creases in place. That's part of a sort of crimp we're going to make. This arm is going, rather than sticking straight out, it's going to be angled down slightly. So we kind of want it to more or less meet this edge. So this angle here meets this angle here. So when we put that mounting fold in place, we're going to put in a valley fold which makes that arm touch the side of that triangle, or even go slightly further like that. So that this and this more or less align. So if you look at that from the other side, you can see you've made a valley and a mounting fold. And the other side needs to match, so put that mounting fold in place, start making a valley fold that swings the arm level with that diagonal, like that. Okay, so our arms are swung down very slightly. It gets worse. If we turn the model over, you can see that there is those two creases. And what we want to do is squash the head down. But before we do that, to make the back of the model a little bit tidier, I turn this from a pleat into a double reverse fold. And I'll show you what I mean. If I lift this flap up, you can see that there's the two creases there. There's a mountain and a valley, but this one's a valley. It needs to become a mountain. This one needs to become a valley. So instead of, so I'm going to reverse the direction of these creases here. So this outside crease turns into a mountain. This one turns into a valley. And what that will do is that when we put that pleat back in place, as we close this, that pleat is actually on the inside of the model and is no longer visible. So as you can see, it's on the inside like this. I'm going to do the same with this one, so I'm going to open this flap up. I'm going to reverse these crease directions and refold. Like this, and it just makes the back a lot tidier. And it won't lie flat now, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to swing the head down from that point and squash it flat like this. There. Okay. So the head is at the back of the model now, and we're going to just value fold the head back up so that it's just got ever such a slight amount of neck. So here's the head coming up, and where the value fold is where we want our neck to be. So no neck at all, or just a half a centimetre or so. That's where my one's going to be. There. So from this side, I'm going to reinforce that crease there. So we've got our head where we want it to be. Okay, let's work on the legs. We're going to make these nice and thin now. We've already got a crease here, and when we turn the model over, we're going to use that crease to fold the legs up like this. If we turn the model over, you can see there's kind of a skirt, and now the legs are going to come down, and there is a sort of reference we can use. We're going to make a value fold about that much so we can thin the legs. But if you look at this triangle, where we want the valley crease to be is the length of this triangle. We want it to be 1/3, so about there. So that's a third to the tip. So I'm going to put this crease in at about 1/3, and you can also see it because this edge is halfway between the new triangle we've made and the point. So it's just a value fold. Doesn't matter exactly where it is, but I'm using 1/3. So whatever I've done on that one, I'm going to make sure it matches with the other leg. Get them nicely lined up. Okay, and now we're going to need to do a little reverse fold. If I unfold those two creases, we've got that valley and mountain now. We want to put a diagonal crease in here. So if I'm just going to, so both creases are in place, I'm going to lift just that up, and I'm going to fold diagonally up to that crease, that side. Fold diagonally this side, and I'm going to put that valley crease down, but using that diagonal crease, I'm going to make a reverse fold. Like that. So there's now a reverse fold. Let's do the reverse fold this side. There. So we've got reverse folds in there, and that allows us to thin the legs with a simple value fold. So I'm going to do it where the white triangle is reaching the bottom. On this side, I'm going to put a value fold in. As you can see, you've got a little triangle at the top, and there's a value fold. And we're going to make the feet coloured, and the reference for that is where this crease, where this vertical crease touches the diagonal. We're going to mountain fold some of the paper behind, just there. So we look at it the other side, you can see we just put in a strip of coloured paper to the front, and then we're going to swing that across, and we can swing the other point over the top of that. And we've got our leg nice and thin with a hint of a shoe. So let's do the same with this leg. So I'm going to lift this up and put the diagonal in preparation for the reverse fold. Then I'm going to put that reverse fold in. And I'm just going to make my mounting crease line up with the other one, like this. So look at the other side. Feet are the same sort of height. Turn it back, and I'm going to put those valley folds in to thin the legs. You're getting there. And again, I don't like all this stuff sticking out at the back of my model, and what I do is I'm going to bring this layer to the front. You don't have to do this, and it's not that difficult though. I'm literally just going to pull this out slightly. This valley fold is going to become a mounting fold, and everything's going to just get effectively shoved on the inside like this, so that the paper is trapped between the two layers. So just bringing that layer forward. Just do the same on this side. So lift that open, that becomes a crease in the other direction, and there, we've tidied up the back. Let's have a look at the front of our model now. It's getting there, isn't it? So let's do some of the details now. First thing is we're going to give it some hands. Just going to make a simple diagonal crease like this to the edge. So I've made a little white square on the end of each arm. So there's a loose sheet here, fold it diagonally. And just to give some hint of a shape of a hand, I'm going to mounting fold behind, kind of, if that's a square, kind of one corner of the square is going to be folded to the centre, like that. Just to give some kind of shape to the hand. Just do the same on this one. Around about a quarter. There. Got some hands. I'm going to shape the head. I'm just going to make this a bit round. I'm going to put a mounting crease in on these two corners. So again, it's just to taste, however you want the head to be shaped. There's one side, try and make both sides kind of match. Like that. We don't want a pointy head, so we're going to mounting fold that behind. And lastly, I'm just going to round the bottoms of the feet with tiny mounting folds as well. So I'm going to take each corner of the foot, add in a little mounting fold. There. And we can add more detail to this. As you can see in the one I actually showed at the start of the video, I've put in some kind of waves for the hair, but I'm going to allow you to sort of experiment with that. I'm going to keep mine flat for this model. I quite like this one. So there we are. That's my ragdoll model. And if you enjoy my videos, please can you subscribe and like and tell people about them. It'd be really nice to get more views for my channel. So thank you very much.